welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Michelle Marchant Johnson with Love Life Coaching, and I'm so excited to have you here today because I have some incredible guests here, and that is Tristan and Sabrina Truscott. Their main site is called satorimethod.com, and I want to make sure, before we jump into our incredible content with them here today, that you make sure you check out the link in the description and the link below that you're watching or listening from, because they have some incredible gifts for you, which they'll tell you about in a few minutes. But we're going to be talking about something kind of unique and interesting that I don't think we've really had on my channel before, and I'm really excited about this. And they're going to be sharing with us 4 surprising ways the ancient art of Qigong can help your love life. Now, don't worry if you're a virgin to this topic of Qigong, because they are willing and able to help us beginners. So with that, Tristan and Sabrina, welcome. So happy to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Very grateful to be here. Wonderful to see you again, Michelle.
Great to see you both.
Qigong is a funny word. Like sometimes when people call us in the past, they'll say like Quigong. They're hesitant because they don't want to say it wrong. And Qigong, if you've ever seen people in the park doing Tai Chi, Qigong is like the grandfather of Tai Chi. It's a moving meditation. And most people are attracted to Qigong because of the healing powers. That's how we stumbled upon it. Tristan could barely walk for 5 years due to crippling back pain. And Qigong was one of the energy arts that really gave us our life back. So most people come to Qigong because they want to let go of aches, pain, stiffness. They want to be a little bit more flexible. They want to chill out and not be so reactive. And they want to do something physical. Or maybe doctors told them to meditate, but they're like, I just can't sit still. So this is the perfect solution for them. But in this video, it's going to be really fun because we're actually going to talk about the benefits of Qigong that can help your love life. And then if you're willing to give it a go, one of the gifts that we're giving you is a free 10-minute routine. So you can try it for yourself.
I love that. I love that. And you know, I'm a virgin to Qigong myself, having just kind of been introduced to it in our most recent interview. But it's such a graceful and lovely way to move, and I can't wait to hear about not only some of the healing aspects of it, but really how it can help with our love lives, because that's why people are tuning into this channel. So let's jump into that. 4 surprising ways the ancient art of Qigong can help your love life.
Well, Sabrina mentioned my back injury, and Sabrina and I, during that phase of my life, had we went from being friends to more than friends. And we'd known each other for a very long time, since we were in our early 20s. And my back injury was in my early 30s. So we already had a beautiful history. But as I was trying to heal and trying everything that I could possibly try, including a $90,000 back surgery that didn't work, we were led to this energy art, Qigong. And it was during that time that the healing took place. And then I was able to fully fall in love with, if you will, Sabrina, because of the energy. So I think we should talk about, what does the energy do for you that helps you to be able to really connect with another person and truly show up for them. So for me, I don't know if anybody is going through physical pain, but what about emotional pain? It's very distracting. And it's very hard to focus on love when you don't feel like you have it for yourself.
Have you revealed the first surprising thing?
This is it, energy.
Energy.
So Qi means energy. It's life force. So Qigong means working with your personal energy. So if you're feeling down in the dumps emotionally or physically, one of the best things you can do is fix your energy to fix your life. Mm-hmm. And so what Qigong does is it helps you to not only, as Sabrina said, a moving meditation, it gets you back in your body and it gets you feeling incredible. So for me, what happened was I started to feel the energy growing in my body. I know that sounds weird, but you have these channels inside your body, just like you do for blood vessels and lymph vessels. You have meridian lines. If you've ever had acupuncture, you've seen the maps on the wall with the ancient looking guy with all the interesting internal maps that they've drawn. Well, the ancients discovered Qigong's like, 6,000 years old. They discovered these lines that energy can get blocked or disrupted. And so with Qigong, you're doing things like flowing, right? You're tapping, you're squeezing, you're twisting, you're lengthening, you're doing all these things for your tissues so that the channels that the energy flows through open up. And that leads me to saying that my energy felt like it was growing. I started to feel more joyful.
Like a zest for life, or we like to say more pep in your step that has this optimistic flavor, right? Because it's so much more fun to spend time with somebody who, when, hey, do you want to do something? Yeah, I have the energy to do that. I have a zest for life. I have pep in my step, rather than I have this ache and pain and I don't know, I'm a little tired.
Which was me in this relationship in the beginning, as I was always felt like a burden. And I felt like I couldn't show up for her and couldn't bring the energy I wanted to the equation. So it wasn't until I started to feel energy again, started to have healing and more like zest for life, like you're saying, that's when this started to really gel.
So for you, it sounds like it had an actual physical healing effect in terms of the pain you had been feeling. But if I understand you correctly, what you're also saying is if there's emotional pain or just kind of an energy, a heaviness or discouragement or despair or grief or that sort of thing, that this could potentially also be a healing process energetically in those kinds of ways as well.
You nailed it, Michelle, because when the physical body hurts, we're moody, we're grumpy, we don't want to do anything, and our emotions start to tank. For me, I got so frustrated with the doctors, and then I got so frustrated with myself, and that frustration, when you stew on it long enough, turns into depression. So I was in emotional shutdown mode. And fortunately, and like you're clearly depicting, the energy changed my mood and it changed my emotions. And I started actually to be fun to be around.
So, it's like, have you ever, when you shift your energy, which is what Qigong helps you to do, is sort of vibrate at a higher, better, to me, it feels like a frequency of goodness. All of a sudden, I'm not thinking those same thoughts. And I'm not feeling those same feelings. I couldn't have worked my way out of it mentally. I've experienced the same thing sometimes if I danced or if I did a workout. All of a sudden when I'm done, it's like, those problems aren't so heavy as they were a little while ago. Because somehow in doing that, I shifted the energy. And in that, I shifted who I am and what's worrying me. And Qigong, it's so beautiful the way you can enter into it. And it looks so gentle. It's so simple to do. It doesn't take that long. And then it's like, I'm just an overall happier person right now. Much more fun to be around.
And much more optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our energetic state, it's amazing how we draw in different experiences and different people depending upon our energetic state. I'm a huge believer in our energy being having a big impact and influence on what we invite in and what we attract in and who we invite in and who we attract in. It makes such a huge difference.
Big time. Yeah. Energy's everything. That's what we say around here all the time.
Yeah. You want to be the energy. They say be the energy that you want to attract. So if you're being the energy of kind of like, they say like Debbie Downer or anything like that, you're just going to get more of it. You're either going to get more of it yourself or bring somebody to you that's got a big helping of that too.
Right.
So we can shift our energy into what we want to be and what we want to be around more of.
Yeah. Okay. So energy is number one. What's number two?
Number two is confidence.
Yeah.
This would be like, if somebody asked me, it would be my number one go-to would be confidence, because when I feel good in my body, or when I just feel in my body, I feel really confident. And when I feel good in my body and in my thoughts, what I don't feel, which I did for so many years in the past, is I'm worried about what to say. I'm worried about I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to react the wrong way. I'm going to run out of things to say. And there's just this I'm just awkward. I'm just awkward. But when I'm in a flow state, there isn't that. I feel fine. I'm not even thinking about how I'm sitting or what I'm saying because I'm actually so engaged with the person. And I also feel confident because I look better. I think that my skin is better when I do Qigong, visually better. I think that I have more beauty. I feel more beautiful.
I will say I found it very attractive was Sabrina's confidence. As a man, I'm, always been like a tough guy, martial arts guy, fighter, pretty confident in my own right. I found it so attractive to be around a confident woman. I know some women might think that could be a put off. It's not. Not for an equally strong, confident male, which I think we want to have that kind of healthy energy in a relationship. Two confidences coming together is really nice. There's no depletion in that. I was so attracted to her confidence, and she was always moving her body and taking care of her energy and putting that first, which was also a core value for me. So just to shout it from the rooftops, I love that about her.
Because if I'm not confident, I feel like I can come across needy. Like I need the other person to tell me I'm okay. And that's okay for a little while, but it can get tiring to the other person to feel like you always need to be told that you're okay. And so if I can carry that I'm okay myself, then I enjoy when it's told to me from the outside even more.
Well, and I think you brought up a couple of really important things too. It allows you to be more present and interact with another person because you're not just focused on how do I look or what's going on with me. You don't have all of these racing thoughts so much that you can't really even be present with another person, which is a big deal in dating and in relationships. And then coming back to what Tristan said, I've seen various online surveys that say one of the most attractive qualities, if not the number one attractive qualities in partners or potential partners, is confidence for both men and women. And again, we're going to draw in different kinds of people and different kinds of experiences when we come from a place of confidence.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah,
even the posture. When you're doing something where your posture is good, it gives the appearance of confidence, even if for you're just standing with better posture because of your practice, because that's where your muscle and bones know to be now.
Yeah, I know we're all listening to this now and going, how's my posture? But it's true.
And I'm going to throw in your breath too, because in Qigong, there's a focus of pulling your awareness into a diaphragmatic breath. And the area of the stomach, there's an energy center there. It's known as we call it the power center. In Qigong, it's called your lower dantian. And when that area is weakened from stress and worry and fatigue and survival instincts kicking in, your power center becomes diminished. And so the ancient Chinese art believed that your emotions are parallel to how your energy is flowing through your body. So if you have a weakened power center, it's going to affect you emotionally. Therefore, you're going to be the opposite of confident. And you mentioned needy or such. But when you breathe in this way, and this is the cool thing about learning Qigong, is when you close the eyes or when you focus, where your attention goes, energy flows. So when you're focusing into your lower power center and you're filling it up, you're actually supercharging your confidence. And you feel, like you said, in your body, in your posture, but also your emotions shift, your thought shift. As your vibration shifts, your thought shift. So you actually start thinking more confidently. You start thinking from a very stable place, right? I am capable. Powerful. I am able. Yeah, it's cool. Pretty cool.
And that in and of itself is a huge thing in our love lives too, because so often what's going on up here is what sabotages us. Not just in our love lives, but in all aspects of lives, but certainly in our love lives. It's so much an inner game.
Totally. So your breath will help you to elevate your emotions and clear out some of the negative stress-related survival instinct. It'll charge and nourish those areas. And here's one other very cool thing. If the more you study energy wants to rise. The yogis talk about this. They call it Kundalini rising. And so the energy wants to rise. And when your energy rises, so does your frequency. And your frequency affects your mood. So when your heart wants to receive love and you want to be putting out love, it won't open up if it's feeling fear. Right? If your survival instinct in your lower power center is all wonky, your heart says, I'm not letting you energy rise. I don't trust you. So when you get your energy right, your heart says, okay, and the energy comes up. Just a note for those of you studying energy arts or about to, it gets really amazing when this thing opens up. We're going to talk about feeling attractive and attracting this right here. We're going to get into that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So what is number 3?
Well, it actually puts you right here. You want to take it?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Charisma. I love that word. Marianne Williamson, we wrote this down. She says, charisma is a sparkle in people that money can't buy. It's an invisible energy with visible effects.
Beautiful.
And
love that.
yeah, like charisma, like what is it? It doesn't matter the person's race or their age or their size. You interact with them and you're like, they have it. They have that spunk, that sparkle that I just can't look away. It's almost like their eyes are glowing and you feel good when you're with them. Like just being around them makes you feel good because they are so charismatic. We can sit and watch these talk shows sometimes and someone comes on and they're talking about nothing. Right? They're telling these stories. Right. And we're like, it's so interesting.
Captivating, right?
It is because the charisma.
Well, the Qigong masters say this is known as Shen. So there's Qi, and then Qi becomes Shen. So Shen means spirit. It also represents itself as glow. You mentioned the word glow. So as the energy rises and becomes more buoyant, if you will, within you, you start to give off a beam, a glow, and you actually see it in people's face. You see it in their eyes. We get this one quite a bit. You guys are sparkling. What's going on? We're like, yeah, we're the happy, sunshiny people, but it's the energy. We're not acting that way. Like the energy naturally makes you beam, and that's glow, and that's known as Shen.
And it feels youthful. It doesn't matter how old the man or woman is that's charismatic. It feels young because it feels so alive.
You know, I love the word too. And it's interesting because in interviewing so many men, I do these events called the man panels where I interview all men for the women in my audience. And one of the things a lot of the men have said is that one of the things that attracted them to the woman that they're now with, their partner or their wife, is that lit from within excitement or joy or presence, because she's excited or happy about life. And so that to me is right in alignment with this charisma piece that you're talking about here.
I think you can even, when you're sensitive, which Qigong and all of the energy arts makes you more sensitive, more receptive, more intuitive, you can feel it. You know, it's not that you just see the it factor, you can feel it. You can just feel it emanating.
The inner light.
Yep.
Yeah, which kind of comes back to the energy and everything we've been talking about.
Everything.
Interrelated, right?
It is. It starts with the energy, opening up yourself and your channels, getting it flowing, getting it moving through you, building yourself back up, allowing it to affect your confidence, the second one we talked about, and then really allowing that energy to keep rising within you until you are beaming and the charisma is just oozing out of you, you know, which is going to lead us to number 4.
Yeah.
Presence. You said it earlier, Michelle. It's a presence. There's something so beautiful being with another person. They'll probably say things like, she's such a great listener. You know, she's so good at holding space. I feel so relaxed with her. I feel supported in her presence.
Yeah.
What is that?
Trust too. I can trust her.
She's connected. He's connected to presence, the essence of presence itself. That's the most attractive quality in this one right here. I married presence and I got the present. For real. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, when someone is present, I can relax when I'm with them because there aren't going to be negative surprises. You know, I love positive surprises, like a funny joke or something like that, but you can be with someone and they're not present and all of a sudden they're reacting to something and they're going off on this because they misunderstood this or that. And oftentimes it's because they were so in their head, they were so in the past that they hadn't yet acquired the ability to just be, and to be okay just being, and to be quiet, and to be silent sometimes, and to not be afraid. You know, to me, being present is when I'm with someone, is like, come on in. Come on in. There's no shield up here. I'm totally here with you 100% right now. You are my world right now.
Yeah, it feels like there's a warmth and a welcoming to that, like a warmth welcoming. And I think it's actually a very rare gift that we can give each other as human beings, is to really be present in our interactions. Because there's so many things that distract us, and people are all in their phones. And it's like, just to actually make eye contact, listen to someone, be present with them, just be there in that way is such a rare gift in many situations in life.
Yeah. If you think about what's the opposite of presence, it's distracted, being pulled with the rings, the dings, the pings, all of this information overload. And one of the things that's so amazing about this moving meditation is, as the energy now has reached the heart, it starts to go up into the brain. And it's like the heart, the charisma starts to inform the brain, all is well. You can relax. And you move from fragmented focus back into singular present focus. And when you're in that presence, you have the capacity to see things as they are. It's called witness consciousness. And so somebody who's really good at this energy art, they can enter in and they can see their thoughts and hear them, almost like a mask, a persona. And they know that's not ultimately me. I'm something much bigger than that. I'm presence. And I can just be here with you, can notice my own stuff. I can take full responsibility and ownership for it. And I can be a witness to what's happening. That, I think, is what's so comforting. It's like you're being your authentic self. And that's a life work, of course, but what a beautiful work to have. And if you can enter into a relationship with a person, like I know you have, Michelle, where the partner's totally present with you, and yet at the same time, we're here to help each other grow. And all relationships need a little bit of healthy contrast. But when you have two people who are willing to be present together and take ownership, that is a recipe for massive success in a relationship. So it's a skill and a quality I think we should all develop early on, so that not only are we attractive, we call the right person in, but when we're with them, we can actually do the work that a relationship can bring out of us, which is, at the end of the day, to me, it's unconditional love.
Yeah, so beautifully said. So beautifully said. And it's like we're not coming from a place of just being reactionary or responding from our old wounds. We have the ability to maybe see that those things may still be a work in progress, but not to react or respond from that place. Is what it sounds like you're describing in part here.
This relationship challenges me in such a beautiful way. Without Qigong, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be up for the challenge. I promise you that. She'd have kicked my ass from here till tomorrow. But I can show up and I can be lit up and I can bring the joy, the love, the charisma, and I can get into it with her in such a beautiful way. I mean, you can feel the energy of this. It's all good. Yeah. It's beautiful. I'm fully 100 bazillion% in love with this human because of the work that we got to do it ourselves.
Yes.
I know we're preaching to the choir here, but we all know that. But it's still work that needs to be done. You know, there's so many things that pull us out and want us to react and point the finger and all of that. And you just got to keep coming back. Yep. And the Qigong for me is what does that. It's my personal practice that gives me my power. It gives me my confidence. It gives me my energy. I get lit. My charisma's there. I can hold space with Sabrina and anyone that I want to spend time with. So it works.
Yep. We really have a practice of not, like, when you're not feeling centered, when you're not feeling present, when you're not feeling that you are the best version of you and there's some kind of conflict, let's pause and come back to this in a few minutes. Let's shift our energy, remember who we are, remember how much we love each other in spite of the fact that you did that and you did that and I'm so tired of this and are you kidding me? You know, and all of that stuff, that we can remember the love. And that sounds so easy, but in the middle of when your energy is off
You can't find it.
It's so, it used to be challenging to just stop. And we have something we do called skip the middle part. The middle, the beginning is the conflict, and the end is it's all going to be okay because I love you. We're committed to each other. We're back in love. That middle part often doesn't really matter. So we can just like skip it. The only way we can skip it we're not suppressing it. We're not pretending. I'm not saying, I'm going to let it go this time, but if he does that one more time,
Right.
we're not saying that. And it's being able to just remember, because I know who I am, I can come back to that version of me that doesn't take things personally, that isn't trying to change someone.
You just gave me a great insight. A lot of time what's happening in the middle part, you just gave me a great insight. Put that on loop and make a meme. So that middle part is us processing what we're going through. And we're eventually going to get back to love, but I got to work through it. I got to think about it. I got to do my reruns, I got to talk to a friend. And then eventually we're going to get there, right? But what if you could clean up your energy? Because it's the disruptions in your energy that cause negative emotions. That's a statement. That's a blanket statement in energy psychology. The root cause of negative emotions is a disruption in your energy system. So if you could clean that up within you faster, you could skip the middle part and get right back to being whole and happy and healthy. So much of all of that crap is in us. And guess what? If you get better at cleaning that energy up, maybe you don't create it so much.
Oh, I love this idea of skipping the middle part because so often we get so stuck in that middle part.
Yes, I know.
and that can be such a, that can be such a downward spiral in a relationship when we get so stuck in the mire of that middle part.
And then it's a habit. It can be a habit. This is what we do together.
And sometimes the middle part sets you apart and you don't get back to love.
Yeah.
Right? All the wounds, as you mentioned, and then you're living a life of wounds and duct tape, relationship, and that just sucks. But if you take responsibility for your energy, you can clean it up, man, and you can see through eyes of unconditional love. Yeah. And isn't that what we want for our partner or our partner to be? Is someone who we can just hold up and support and just celebrate them? How else the only way I can do that is if I'm energetically whole. This is why I'll never stop doing Qigong, because it is the ultimate power that I have is to own my energy.
And power, that word could seem to me in the past masculine.
It is.
But for me, there is such power in softness.
That's true.
The power of water.
That's true.
Right? The power of being smooth.
The power of a woman.
The power of flow.
The feminine principle.
I feel extremely powerful in this amazingly feminine way that feels really powerful and strong. So I think that with Qigong, knowing that I'm completely responsible for my own energy and what I'm putting out, and that's so important because that's what I'm getting back, because I want to get back someone that also wants to skip the middle part and be in that same frequency with me. So it's so important that it always starts with us, so that we make sure that who we're attracting and who we're spending time with vibrates at that same frequency and wants that same type of love, desires those same peak experiences of joy and happiness and commitment.
Yeah, she's so beautifully said. She's definitely a keeper.
She's a keeper.
Yeah, and one thing I'm hearing here is that it sounds like a really positive way to take responsibility for your own stuff and for your own growth. And we recognize that relationships are also opportunities for growth. Or as one of my teachers at one point said, and I don't say this word, but she called them AFGOs, which stands for another growth opportunity.
Little fertilizer.
Relationships are filled with another fertilizer growth opportunity frequently. And so this is a way of taking responsibility for our own selves so that we can show up like you're describing in that way that we want to and contribute to our own growth and the growth of another person in a relationship, which is really like the ultimate. When we have that in a relationship, I think that's what we all really hope for and desire.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Such an important conversation, really. I wish I had been taught these kind of principles when I was a younger man. It took a while to learn this stuff,
Me too. I
right?
wish I'd have been taught these principles when I was a younger woman. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we are today.
Yeah, now what girls used to go to this thing, or the families that were wealthy where I grew up. I remember the girls in school said they were going to a finishing school.
Ah.
I'm like, well, what are you finishing? It was just like, they were getting polished, and they were learning how to walk and how to sit and how to hold their tea so that they were attractive and desirable. And all that's fine, but it's cardboard on the outside. You can have all that, but if the inner glow isn't there, it still isn't beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, it never feels like it's finished either.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Just saying, don't you find that the more you grow and evolve, the more you find there is more to grow?
Yeah. Yeah, one of our teachers used to say, you are an eternal being. Guess how long that means you get to grow?
Nice. I like that one. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this has been so much fun, and I just love what you've shared. I think it's so incredibly valuable, and I think it's so incredibly empowering.
Yeah, it's easy to do. That's the cool thing. Even though the art is thousands of years old, it's only now becoming super popular. A lot of people are starting to hear the word Qigong now. It's kind of growing like the word breath work, right? There's a lot of breath work trainings out there. Qigong will and can give you an incredible tool in your life. It can give you a daily practice. It's a wonderful thing to do in the morning when you wake up. It gets your body feeling good. It sets your emotional tone for the day. Obviously, we're talking about energy, so it's going to send out a particular energy, however you want to look at that. You're vibrating and you're calling in beautiful things, whether it's with somebody, your family, or who you're already in a relationship with, or that which you desire to call in. You want to establish yourself in good vibes in the beginning of the day, because if you establish yourself in the other, guess what? It's just like loop. You get what you sow. So great way to start your day. Super simple. You can do it in 10 minutes. It gets your body into you. So we do have a gift. I know you mentioned this gift already. Can I give you guys a little 411 on the gift?
Absolutely. Tell us.
Let me sell you on it.
Okay.
Let me sell you on it. First things first, it's free, okay? Totally free. We do a lot of cool free stuff because we want to spread the love. Seriously, it's a great way to get started. And it's a course. It's not like fluff. It's real training. There's like 40 minutes of private lesson where we explain all the moves. And there's 7 simple moves that really get your body feeling great, put more pep in your step, get your energy vibrating at the highest level. So you go through this little private lesson, 40 minutes. You don't have to watch it once. You can go back, watch it again if you need more information. And then you do the routine. The routine is 11 minutes tops. Put it on your to-do list. Maybe do it a couple times a week. See how you feel. Obviously let Michelle know, let us know. And then there's another part to the gift depending on the time that you're watching this recording.
Yes. The second part of the gift is, so we used to have a martial arts school, and we would give students a pass, and they could come and try classes for 5 days for no charge, see what they like, and then they could register for what they want. So years ago, we said, well, what if every now and then we open the doors and we teach for 5 days for free online and let people see all the things that we do. If they love it, they can come and join us for more, or at least they now have been educated and know the possibility. So in these 5 days of classes,
the whole school's online.
Yeah, the whole school.
You don't have to come
virtual.
to Austin. That's where we live.
We do a lot of healing type of energy arts, healing Qigong. We do joint mobility. That's a big part of what we do. We do a lot of things for a healthy spine and healthy back that Tristan discovered when he was on his journey to recovery. We have a program where we use energy arts to get fit. So like an energy fitness fusion. We do sitting meditations with external focus and internal focus. We teach people how to make a chi ball, like a warm ball of energy between their hands that they can use to heal themselves or heal a pet. And also how to use Qigong to work on relationships with other people
This is pretty cool.
when they're not even there. Just energetically, how to heal and communicate with people and love on people when they're not there, just through a way you circle your energy with theirs.
And this is actually all free during the week of this event.
Yeah.
So
It's called the 5-Day Energy Detox and Reboot event. And this one is in honor of Tristan's 55th birthday.
next week.
Happy birthday, Tristan.
Thank you. It's been
For
an
all of
awesome
you
ride.
watching, you're going to check out the link, and the link will give you the access to these gifts. You'll click on the link, you'll enter your name and email address, and then you'll get an email from Tristan and Sabrina, and that will give you the information and access. And after you check out the link and do that, be sure to write happy birthday to Tristan in the comments below.
Thank you.
And then I always like to ask at the end here, is there anything else you'd like to add, or anything else you wish that I had asked you, or anything else that you think would be wonderful to contribute here before we wrap?
I'd like to say to the viewers that if you aren't with the partner and you desire to be, that energetically that same person is looking for you right now. They are seeking you with the same desire that you are seeking them. And it's already so beautiful. Just got to tune your dial so that you can find each other, and tune your dial so when you do find them, you don't miss it or mess it up. So do something like Qigong to really just stay clean so that match can happen and that manifestation can come into your life. Because my greatest gift in this life is my love for love itself and my love for Tristan. There's nothing more beautiful than completely sharing open-hearted love with another person.
Yeah.
Boom.
So beautiful.
Deep. Deep. I have one little share for y'all, which is, I don't know about you, but I've been so hard on myself in this life. I have beat myself up. I'm so good at it. Mm-hmm. And the thing that this energy art has given me back is a softness and a compassion for myself. And if I can be compassionate with me and my own journey and the timelines, and just I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to work a little bit more each day to be the best human I can be. Then I can have compassion for others, because it's so easy to jump into judgment and pointing fingers and feeling all these negative emotions. But compassion is such an important quality, self-compassion. And from that compassion, we can rebuild ourselves to be so mighty and so gorgeous. So I would say practice the receptivity of this art to give yourself some love and some compassion. Allow yourself to heal even the wounds you might not know that are there. The ones that get repressed, this will pull them to the surface. It's okay. It'll be all right. You might cry a little. Stuff comes out. But on the other side of that, you're going to show up with that glow. And you're going to be an incredibly attractive person to be around. And you're going to like being with yourself. So,
Yeah, well, and that self-compassion is so important. And then that also extends to compassion for other people that we're interacting with, which is also a very inviting and loving energy to come from too.
So good. So good, Michelle.
Yeah,
the work you're doing is so important and so powerful. I feel really blessed to be here right now. I just want to put that in. Mm-hmm. Is you're helping people to evolve themselves and to find true love. Mm-hmm. And what a gift you are. And just thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to do the work that I'm doing. And I really admire and respect your work. And I'm so glad that we've had this opportunity to be connected, and look forward to partnering with you again in the future. And really thank you for your contribution here. And again, everyone, make sure you check out the links below or in the description. And you're going to want to stay connected with Tristan and Sabrina, because I know that they've just barely scratched the surface with what they have to share, although it's been amazing. And also wish Tristan a happy birthday in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, we'd be honored to have you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. And Tristan and Sabrina, thank you so much. It's been so lovely to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.